Welcome to the No Cap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. I am your co-founder, Omari.
And I'm Robert Foster.
Yo, and we have a great guest today on this show today.
Yes, we
Founder, CEO, MedSimbly, Rodlin Joseph.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Rodlin.
Hi, Omari. Hi, Robert.
What's
Thank
up,
you
Rod?
for having me.
No problem at all. It was destiny. You had to come on.
Yeah.
You had to come
Yes.
on.
I've heard great things about the No Cap Table podcast.
We love it. We love
That's
it.
good. That's good. That's good.
Now, the first thing we like to do, is ask the question: how did you move the needle for your business this week?
Oh, dang.
Jump right into it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How did I move the needle?
This week.
It doesn't have to be
I
anything
don't
too
even
crazy.
know if
Anything.
the needle's moved yet.
Yeah, you showed up this week. You
Yeah.
moved the needle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say the mentors that I've connected with are, the needle hasn't moved yet, but I feel like it's really going to help move the needle because they've been giving me some really great advice and just feedback on, what to do, how to structure things and like how to just navigate and get to where I want to be to meet my goals. Because I have certain goals that I want to reach. I'm in Techstars. We'll get into that.
Yeah, got
But
to.
yeah, I have specific goals, and I had a session with the mentor today, and he gave me some awesome feedback. So just the mentorship has been really helpful. So yeah.
Cool. That's how you move the
That's how
needle.
you move the needle, right?
Yeah.
Big shot.
Oh man.
What we got?
What we have is I've been working on a new deck. A deck I'm
Oh.
presenting. It's kind of a different deck. Most times you present a deck to an investor.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I'm presenting a deck to a potential spokesman / co-founder
Okay.
/ investor. So it's a deck tailored to this person and the impact we can have on them and they can have on us, and how if we come together, we can make something big happen.
Cool.
It's pretty dope. Big shot.
Are you a solo founder now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been. Always have
Okay.
been. Yeah.
Okay. But this person, you want them to come on as a co-founder?
Co-founder, spokesman, a little bit of both. I mean, we can get them as a co-founder, it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
If not, if we can just get them as a spokesperson for the company, then it'll go a long way.
That's awesome. Are you a solo founder too, Amari?
No, I have two other co-founders.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. I'm a solo founder, but cool.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely jump right into to being a solopreneur.
Yes.
So what'd you do? Hold on. No, we can't let him off the hook.
Oh yeah. How did you move the needle?
I come in here every day and I'm just playing. How I moved the needle. I got accepted into the Dell Atlanta startup pitch competition.
Let's get it.
Next Thursday, so
We need
rush
an
around.
applause
Yeah,
button,
right, we
man.
need
We
an
gotta
applause
get that
button.
button.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
that button. So yeah, that's how I'm moving the needle. I'm getting prepared this weekend for, I guess they say that if you always practice, then you don't have to, really memorize.
Stay
your
ready,
pitch.
you ain't got to get ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just got to remember to speak to the slides, not speak what's on the slide, but
Let's go.
speak to the slides in the pitch competition. So that's
I
how I
mean,
move.
Well,
Man,
I've seen you pitch before, and you do a damn
Yeah,
good job.
this guy, he's a humble mumble, because he'll act like, oh, I gotta get ready, and then he go out there and take the whole every pitch competition I've seen
and
you
forget a whole paragraph.
literally, but still though, bro, like because we both know this, man. It's about your presence, it's about the crowd feeling you, and it's about you telling a story that's compelling. Like, you can have the best product in the world, but if you can't do that in a pitch competition, then it don't work. But that's how come you always end up winning.
Word up. I feel that.
See, that's what you got. That's what you got to do for your teammate. You got to
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank y'all.
You
Thank
got to
y'all.
pump them up.
So yeah, No Cap Table podcast. We're sitting here with the beautiful Rodlin Joseph, CEO, founder of MedSimbly.
Yes, sir.
Rodlin, tell the people, give a brief description about MedSimbly.
Yes.
Okay, so MedSimbly is an app. It's an app-based resource that leverages technology to connect pre-health students that are aspiring students wanting to get into healthcare directly to healthcare professionals to provide clarity, guidance, and support as they transition into their careers. So our goal is to cultivate the next generation of healthcare workers.
That's what's up.
That's definitely what's up.
Now,
Thank you.
within that, do they get coaching?
Yes, basically it's like getting advice, coaching, job opportunities, shadowing opportunities, everything to basically prepare them to get out there and start working, and not just start working, but then as you progress in your career.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you in the medical field?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I am a physician assistant.
Let's go.
I have been in healthcare actually for 14 years. I got started in high school as a licensed practical nurse. So I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
And my parents put me in a magnet program to, because they were like, you're going to be a doctor, kind of predetermine my career path. And I was like, okay, sure. I'm from the islands. I'm Haitian. So
Okay.
there's just
Okay.
like really straight background.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be successful.
The Haitian parents don't play.
They don't play at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
So, straight A's, all high school,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
my career path So, was in high school, was in nursing, and, got firsthand experience into healthcare. Then I went into college, then I thought I wanted to be a doctor. Then I was just kind of like, no, this isn't what I really wanted to be. Kind of had to go through that, the growing pains of figuring out, what you want to do with your life, who you are as a person, and just growing into myself.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was working at a nursing home, and that's when I found out about the physician assistant career. A lot of people don't know what the PA career is or what a physician assistant is because it's still a relatively new career compared to nursing. And
Educators.
Yeah,
So part of
so-
this show is education. So we're gonna
Yes.
stop you sometimes when you say things because it's not just entrepreneurs like ourselves.
Right.
There are people. Well, like me, 2 years ago, I knew nothing about startup world. So
Me too.
so some of the lingo,
Yeah.
you learn as you go. So we want to give them a head start. So
Yes.
yeah. So go back to what is a PA?
So a physician assistant or a PA is a trained medical provider. They're able to provide care or medical care very similarly to a physician. We're trained on the same path as doctors. A lot of physician assistant schools are within medical programs.
Okay.
So we're trained on what's called the medical model, so similarly to physicians, as I said. So when we the difference is that we don't have to complete a residency, and school's a lot shorter. So we get a master's degree as compared to a doctorate degree like MD or DO. And then after getting our master's, we're basically ready to get out there and work. So we can see patients independently, alone without a doctor. We can see patients, treat them, prescribe medications, diagnose patients, go over labs, do everything.
Do it all.
Yeah, just do just about everything that a doctor can do. I would say, like, once you get comfortable and really start working, get that level of experience, you can probably do and see about 80% of the patients that a doctor can see, depending on the specialty. It may be a little less or more than 80%, but just about a great majority of what a physician can do, a PA can do as well.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I wanted to be a PA one time.
For real?
Really?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to be one because I just wanted to wear the white coat.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I wanted to be a doctor when I was a kid, man. My mom used to have me watch on PBS. I don't know if y'all remember the surgeries. They used to show live surgeries.
On PBS.
I think I remember that.
I don't
Dang, we talking
know.
how old
Well,
we are.
we're a little older.
Older than you.
Yeah, we're a little older than you, shawty. But yeah, they used to have the surgeries on PBS, and my mom would make me watch it because she's like, you can't have a weak stomach. You got to be able to.
Oh my
So I
God.
had to watch it and eat dinner at the same time. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was my 2 years of wanting to be a doctor.
Yeah. See, I worked at a hospital when I was in college, right?
Oh,
When I
cool.
thought I wanted to go be a network engineer.
Okay.
And I worked at a hospital in radiology for 4.5, 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But I first started
Yeah.
being a patient tech. Now,
Oh, okay.
Nah. Don't get excited about that because you got a little bit too excited about that job. Now, we
No, just so you have some healthcare background experience.
taking people down to the morgue.
Oh man.
Yo,
all that stuff is exciting for me. I'm a little weird.
it's exciting.
For me.
Being in codes. I remember doing chest compressions.
Really?
It was crazy, but it was I don't want to tell, too much, but it's like social hour when they call code blues, but at
Yeah.
the same time, though,
Social hour.
you still, you making sure that the patient is
Right.
brought back to life or is stable.
Right.
But yeah, I thought I wanted to be a physician assistant, but
That's crazy.
yeah, man, I was breaking sternums.
See, the more shows we do, the more we learn. Like this guy right here is a man of mystery, man. He's a DJ. He's a
I forgot about that.
He's a pitch competition winner.
Multifaceted.
He's a healthcare
Nah,
tech.
I had to get out here and get it.
Oh man,
You know what I'm
see?
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't come from a background of, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
where I
nah,
could just call friends and family
Trust
for my
me, I know
for my
that, too.
startup. So,
Yeah.
we had to get out here and get it to figure it out,
Yes, sir.
So
Exactly.
yeah. Rodlin, jumping back into
Yes,
it.
sir.
Med Assembly. How did you come up with Med Assembly?
So first of all, let me say I didn't know anything about startups. I didn't even know that I was creating a startup when I, thought of the idea. I just thought it was a business. I just know a business. So I guess to tell a little about the background. I was in, I decided I wanted to be a PA. 2013, got into PA school, started PA school in 2014, and I was the only black woman in my class.
Wow.
Yeah, there was one other black guy. It was just the two of us, and it was just like a shock because I went to University of Florida undergrad, so it's like what we call PWI, a predominantly white institution. And so I was kind of used to it, and then I'm also from a predominantly white neighborhood in Florida, so I was used to it. But then for the first time, you can kind of get out of that. You go from class to class at UF, so you're not going to always be the only.
Yeah.
But then to just be in this program, it's just always 60 students you're with, basically 24 hours a day. What feels like for the next 2 years in a classroom, just you can't really escape it. It's kind of just a shocker, and then you just go through a lot mentally, like, oh, I'm the only person, like, what are they gonna think of me? And it's not necessarily them treating you anyway, it's just you being in your head, like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't want to be the angry black woman, I don't want to do this, I gotta watch how I talk, I gotta watch what I do. So it was just a mental battle, and I just remember thinking, like, I wish there was like a platform where I can go on and like I can be able to like meet others, especially with the similar experiences myself, other black medical providers. At the time, social media was still like, the Instagrams, this was 2013, 2014, so there was social media, but it wasn't what it is today.
Yeah, it's still early.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, kind of, I wish there was like a medical community somewhere for like, me who's just getting started to turn to, and there wasn't. So I just was like, oh, I want to do something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna create it.
That's the spark though. It's like a lot of times the things that we end up creating are things that we wish, we're like, man, I wish I had this. And it's like the best.
Right.
That's like the best way to find the opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I went through a lot in college. I was first generation. I was a student of color. Just having that experience in college, not having really anyone that that I could turn to, essentially, that was going in the medical field like myself. No one in my family really. I had some friends, but they were a lot of my friends are nurses, but I just was looking for someone.
Yeah.
And then so I finished PA school 2016, and I kind of just forgot about the idea. I was just kind of then focusing on my career. Yeah. And then in 2018, going into 2018, I was just sitting one day at work, and it came back to me.
Happens.
Yeah, and I just started writing names down. I'm like, all right, maybe I can focus on this company now. And then I was writing names down. Then I was trying to think of catchy names. And then so I was put something medical related. And then assembly, I'm assembling everyone in the medicine. So that's how I thought of the name. And then I was just okay, I have a business name. So now it's a business. Let me get an LLC.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Before we go forward on that, we're gonna take a quick pause for the cause, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna dive into the second half of this story, because this is getting great. No Cap Table Podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. We're here with CEO and founder Med Assembly, founder Rodlin Joseph. We'll be right back.
Let's get it.
Welcome back to the No Cap Table Podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. I'm your co-founder Omari.
I'm Robert Foster.
I'm Rodlin Joseph.
Let's go. Now, Rodlin, before the break,
yes,
you were about to dive in and tell us about, you said that you wrote down some names.
Yeah.
Put the name together.
You put the name together.
Yeah.
You was in that work, you put the name together, and then you were attempting to figure out where to go as far as what type of entity to create.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about a business. I just knew that if you have a business, you do an LLC.
Okay.
And I only know that because, actually, my dad is a business owner. He owns an air conditioning company, Joseph Air Conditioning. But his is an INC. But I just always heard of
LLC.
LLC. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be an LLC. I didn't even know what LLC was, nothing.
Yeah.
And then I talked to a friend, and they told me about Sunbiz, which where you get
Florida.
incorporated.
Yeah.
I went on that, made an account, and then I'm like, okay, next thing is a website.
Yeah.
So then I try to find somebody to make my website. And then social media was like really hot. So I'm like, okay, I should make a social media page to like get some followers and, you know, get the name out there. Listen, I don't know anything. I'm just like trying to figure out like how to do
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Like you learn from the doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I only thought of social media because it's like, you know, I was young, I was in my 20s, you know, and then I'm like, where do people like me go, or where would like, you know, people that could use this and benefit from this go? They're on social media.
Yeah.
You know, so then I created a social media page, and basically was just like on like leverage social media for like a couple years up until I can get an app done, or you know, the actual technology.
So were you connecting? You were connecting people through social media?
No, I was just creating a social media and creating like, you know, content for the social media, like educational content. Yeah, and then so then I was still early in my career, so it was just kind of like, oh, it's always been like juggling this and then my career.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to work in the emergency room. And this was 2018. So then I finally got an opportunity to start working in the emergency room. So I left Florida and moved to Georgia.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up in Georgia. I finally got a job in Georgia. It's really hard to get a job as a new grad. I'm sure you all know. So it was like, you know, I got to do what I got to do. I left, packed my bags, left, went to Georgia. I went to Macon, Georgia.
Macon. Macon is its own city
Macon, Georgia.
in Georgia.
It's like a third. Wait, let me not insult nobody.
No,
nobody, but it was just a reality
it's a different
check.
place.
It is a different place.
Especially from Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is totally different. You know, I used to live in South Florida.
Where?
I lived Boynton Beach and Wellington for like
cool.
7 years.
Okay, cool. I live in Parkland, so it's not too far.
Nah, I know Parkland. I moved back. So I moved back similarly, but I moved back for ATV.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
yeah,
very different in Macon.
Yes.
From South Florida.
Yeah. So my job was actually in Perry and Warner Robins, Georgia. It's like a middle Georgia rural area. You know, I mean, they're going higher because they need it.
Perry and Warner. Let me tell you something. As a former student of Georgia Southern University, I-16 was my best friend.
Yeah.
Getting pulled over on I-16, losing my driver's license for speeding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
No,
just had to
you're
insert that in there. But
you're good.
I know exactly where you were working.
Down in the country.
It's a shocker because, like you said, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, so I'm used to being a city. I'm like, you know, a city girl. So I was just like, oh my goodness. So I worked, and all I did that year was work. Like I never stepped foot in a bar or anything like, you know, recreational, nothing in Macon. You know, I just work, you know, trying to get my experience.
See, I'm going to just speak for the Macon folks. She missed out. She missed out. We not going to tell her what she missed out on. Don't let them country folk fool you. It's fun down there.
And Macon?
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the grocery stores.
Yeah, fun.
Said she went to the grocery store.
Piggly Wiggly?
No, I went to the what is it called? The Fresh Market.
Okay.
I mean, Fresh Market, that's a little high level.
Yeah, that's
high level for
it's
me.
not Food Depot.
Yeah,
Piggly Wiggly.
Food Depot, Cub Foods, Piggly Wiggly, Whitefield.
She went to the Fresh
She went
Market.
to the Fresh Market. Got you.
We know you definitely were working down there.
Yeah. You done it to work.
So I was in Macon, and then at the same time I was just like, you know, I wasn't really focused on like a business, and like I told you, I didn't know what this was, a startup. I just knew it was a business that I wanted to do. And then, but then once I after a few months of working, I was just like, okay, let me go back to this thing. And I was trying to figure out who to talk to. Like, oh, I want to build an app. And not talking to customers, not knowing anything, not doing anything. Just like, oh, I want to build this.
Yeah.
Going straight to building, like, you know,
Yeah.
this essential big mistake. So was doing that.
But was it though? It's
People
kind
say
of
that.
not
It's not though.
an essential mistake, but now going through the process, it is an essential mistake.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then we were just trying to.
But the reason I say
Get
it's not
some
a
out there.
mistake is because all those steps you took, which you're telling the story, are leading you up to where you are now.
Yo.
Yeah.
So had you not built it, right?
Yeah.
Did you build an app first?
would've been
No,
different.
I
Okay.
built a website. This
Okay.
guy suggested I build a website. I paid like $5,000, and they didn't do a good job at all. Was it five? I think it was 5,000. Didn't do a good job at all.
Wait, what year was this?
This was 2018, like half of
2018.
2018.
Was it a web app or just a straight
It's
website?
just a web. I don't even know. A website, I think. Just a
Okay.
straight website, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then just it sucked. And then so I'm like, okay. And then I like I said, I was still in Macon. But I was visiting Atlanta. Like I went to Atlanta to get my hair done. You know, I didn't do anything in Macon. You know, and I was just like, I like Atlanta, so I want to move here. And then I got a job in Atlanta.
Awesome.
So I was able to, transfer after living in Macon. I got a job in Stockbridge, the ER over there
Okay.
in Piedmont Henry.
Yeah.
And but I live in Cobb. But I was finally in Atlanta, and then I was just working though. How did I get plugged into the tech ecosystem in Atlanta? I don't even remember. I think what happened? So I was working, and then what happened? Oh, I was going out trying to get to know the city, whatever. And so I met someone, and this guy told me that his friend. Telling him about what I was doing, he told me that his friend is a developer, like a freelance developer. A big mistake.
Oh, I wish we had a button we can go and.
Big mistake. So
I love it. This is great.
So now I'm like, okay, I messed up this website. I got to do this app. So, so he's like, oh, my friend's a developer. His frat brother or line brother, I don't know. And so I met this guy. Told him what I was doing, and then he told me. I told him my budget. I don't not knowing anything once again. Now I'm gonna make an app, and then he told me like 18,000. He's like, he's gonna get it to the App Store, everything. I'm
sitting on the edge of my chair.
This was June 2019.
Yeah.
So June 2019, started developing it. And at the same time, I started going to I don't know how I got in, but there was an event, a pitch competition. I don't know how I heard about it.
And this is 2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
a pitch competition with it's a Tech Square Labs.
Yeah.
Tech Square Labs.
Yeah.
They used to have these pitch competitions. So I went to one, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And so I was like, I want to be in this. And then I don't know how I heard about ATV, but then I started going to ATV. They would have summer school, startup summer school. And then I was, going to that. I'm meeting some people. And I was still working then, working as a PA. And this guy was building this app.
Yeah.
And then so he finished the app in November. We're going to fast forward to November 2019.
Okay.
So
So he finished the app.
He finished the app.
from June to November.
finish the app. Let's just say
she-
finish.
parentheses.
Quotations.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
finish the app.
Yeah.
So then the app was BS. So this guy.
Oh no, 18
there's-
racks.
18
Wait,
racks.
so now we're
Let me
at
tell you-
23 racks.
So you 23 in, 23,000 in.
Whenever I tell this story, I always forget that I made a website first because it was so trash and so embarrassing. But yeah, it's basically 23 racks in. And mind you, this is my savings and me working as a PA. Thank God, I'm single. I don't have nobody. I had, because, man, my husband would have divorced me. My kids, he would have taken the kids, everything. So, and I'm looking over it. I'm like, this is not right. This is not right. For instance, so we, had an inbox message, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy, the message feed was out of order. So, it's supposed to be in chronological order.
Yeah.
The message feed, he told me I would have to pay him
To fix
to
it.
fix it.
So been there, done that, right? So my first crack at a tech company was a web app.
Uh-huh.
So similar, that's why I asked you how much they charged you. Was it a web app? So I
Yeah.
paid about the same amount for a web app. Didn't know much about tech startup world. So I had watched somebody build an app themselves, get customers, and then they sold the customer list that they had. They didn't actually sell the company, they sold the customer list.
Yeah.
But I watched them sell it for $3 million. And they weren't like a close friend, but they were a friend of a friend. But I was close enough to be there from the inception, to watch them go through the steps.
Yeah.
And then I also watched somebody else build another app. They raised some money. It wasn't successful, but the process was cool. So I learned even more the second time around. But they had done it without any accelerators, any programs, any things like that. So I didn't even know those existed. I just thought, hey, you got an idea, you can build it, find a developer. So same thing, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And so what happened to you with the app is the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
They developed it for me because I didn't have any technical knowledge. Now, whenever I had a problem, I had to keep going back to them. And there kept being bugs here or bugs there, you know. And I was just finding stuff when I was just testing.
Yeah. Me too.
And it's supposed to already been tested, but now I'm finding things when I'm testing, and it's like, oh, well, there's a problem with the server. We need more of this. That's gonna cost X amount. So next thing I know, I got like 2-3 invoices in the first 3 months, and I haven't even really onboarded a real customer.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I got to be getting gypped right now. Like this guy, I felt like I was being held hostage, like not hostage. What's the word? You being blackmailed. You know what I mean? Almost blackmailed, where it's like extorted. That's the word. I felt like I was being extorted. It's like, oh, you know, we have all the solutions, and they just keep raping you for money. And yeah, so I've been down that road.
Man,
so what did he do?
Okay, so this November, you know, it's not launched. I'm just testing.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, you got to pay for this. And then another, you know, issue that I found that he shouldn't have charged me for was the password. So the password functionality. So, and we, you know, on the contract it has, you know, I wasn't very, very specific, but you know, do I have to say that, oh, make sure to have a forget password button? But anyway, so I said, you know, password, login, all that.
Yeah.
So he didn't put a forget password functionality. And I was like, you know, there's no forget password. He's like, oh, that's going to, how much did he tell me it's going to be? Like basically a lot of money, like 40 hours worth of work.
What?
Just to implement a forgot password.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Like, he's like, oh, you didn't tell me you needed that. I'm like, if there's a password functionality, like, don't you think a forgot password? So so this kind of went on for 6 months, from November to May.
Of 2020.
May 2020, right. And
Okay.
then mind you,
COVID.
so, no, not even just that. So, I thought the app was going to be, you know, November I'm testing. I thought we can launch by December. So then I put my 3 months notice in for work to quit my job.
Oh, you put it all on the line.
No, hold on. Well, so I always kept a job. I
Yeah.
always kept like a side job. But I was just like, I'm going to quit my full-time job.
Yeah.
This was December. So like in the year.
Of 2020?
December 2019.
Okay, gotcha.
Right about to be 2020.
Gotcha.
December 2019. And then, you know, I'm like, okay, so the app's going to launch. You know, I want to work, you know, be able to work on this full time. So I put my 3 months notice in. So 3 months from December 2019 would be March 2020.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so then my last day of work was like when the country was about to shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, and I'm still talking to this guy, and I'm still paying this guy to like, you know, do this, do that. He's like, we got to fix this, we got to fix that. The app's still not done, not in the app stores, nothing. So, then the world shuts down, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, you know, with my app. And at the time I'm working at the urgent care in Georgia, or you know, in town, and you know, I'm not working as many hours, but I'm losing money. Like, you know, I'm paying this guy, and I'm not having income coming in anymore. So then I'm telling my friends about what I'm going through. And then one of my friends whose wife is like an engineer, she's not a software engineer, but she just has like some background. She was like, oh, he shouldn't be charging you for this. He shouldn't be doing this. Like, you know, basically I shouldn't be working with them. So I, you know, try to talk to him. And the thing is, I try to be patient because he's like a freelancer. He's a black man, you know, trying to be supportive and whatnot. And man, I feel like this guy scammed me.
Yeah.
Like, I ended up paying him an extra like $16,000
on top
of the 18.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I probably more than probably 20,000. Like it ended up being like $30-something thousand.
That you paid him just for the app. Gotcha.
That he never deployed, never completed.
Wow.
So May, I was just like, what's going on? And then I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I cut ties with him. And this guy,
Yeah.
I'm just going to like, you know, I cut ties with him. That's it. I'm not going to go through like, you know, but he's a terrible guy.
Yeah.
So, but by then I'm just like, I have no app. I have nothing. Like, you know, I have, you know, no job. I'm not working full time. Like, what do I do?
Wait. We've got to stick a pin in that.
We gotta take a break.
We got to take a quick break because we ready. We sitting on the edge of our seat of the third installment of Med Assembly, the process, the story. This is great.
The saga.
The saga.
But that's a part of it, though. That's a part of it.
absolutely a part of
It's a beautiful part of it, though. It's like, Because really, what you showed was your dedication. Like,
Really? Or
no,
my-
I'm saying because
Absolutely.
when you put your money, when you put your
Stupid I
money
am.
behind, when you put your money behind your dreams, when you put your money behind your goals, when you're willing to put up, because most people don't put up or shut up. Some people talk all the time, but you
Absolutely.
actually put up. Like, yeah, you put up in it, and yes, you could be like, it took you down the wrong path, but look where it's led you to.
Yeah.
Hold
It
on, you
better
at
lead me
third
to
story.
success.
Wait a minute, third part. We'll be right back. No
Yeah.
Cap Table, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle right
Yeah.
here on FUBU Radio U42. Let's go. Welcome back to the No Cap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. Hey, look, I'm not even going to introduce myself because I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, ready for the third installment of the Med Assembly
Saga.
The Med Assembly
Saga.
saga. All right, Robin.
Yes.
So when we left, you had cut ties with your developer,
Yeah.
and you felt like you didn't have anything.
Nothing.
You had spent 30. It's paining me to say that you spent at least $35,000
Yeah.
on a product, an app that wasn't uploaded to the App Store.
Nothing.
It wasn't complete.
Wasn't working
It
correctly.
Didn't have a
Nothing.
Yeah.
forget password
Trash.
button.
Trash.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
this happens.
Oh yeah.
This happens to
The
a
best
lot
of us.
Yeah, a lot of startup founders. Like, this is the process. One thing that MT said when he was on the show,
Mm-hmm.
MT Strickland, shout out to Metric Mate.
Yes, sir.
He said the process is still the process. Process. So
Mm-hmm.
either you're gonna go through it on the front end,
Uh huh.
do the work on the front end, or you're gonna do the work on the back end. You're doing the work on the front end,
Mm-hmm.
which is leading you to this third installment of the Med Assembly story.
Yeah,
So
and your
we've got to hear
success.
it, and your success. So stick around if you're listening. You got to hear where it ends.
Or where we are.
Or where
now.
we are now, not where it ends. Yeah,
Where
we are now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I cut ties with this developer, and my dumb A. I went, and this time I was like, okay, I can't work with the freelance. Let me find an actual company. Got a company. Did just as bad.
Wow.
Started working with them in June. They said 3 months. 3 months passed, nothing. June, July, August, September, nothing.
Yeah.
Basically, and I ended up paying them a total of $12,000. Thankfully, I ended up, when they couldn't get the work done, they weren't really giving me any, timelines, nothing. They just, and then like their wireframing took like almost 2 months. Like, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, just another bad experience. I'm like, just thinking like, maybe this isn't meant to be.
Yeah.
And then so September, they couldn't really do anything. So then,
This is 2020.
yeah,
Okay.
2020.
September 2020.
Yeah, I'm trying to be patient with them. So then October, still nothing. Then November comes around, and I'm just like out of money, like just broke, like nothing. Like the only reason I was able to pay my mortgage was because I had travel nurses living at my house at the time. So I was like down to nothing. And then, property taxes due, all of that. I never said this before. I had to ask my cousins for money, and I never, I couldn't tell my parents, nothing.
yeah.
It was embarrassing. So then, my cousin gave me some money. I had to take money from my Robinhood account. like
Yeah.
nothing. So then, I was just like, it was a really depressing time because I'm just like, dang, like, look what I did to myself. And I'm pretty responsible. Up until then, I was, good with money, but I just had tunnel vision. Like, I just want to get to this goal and just throwing money at it. Like, damn. And then, so I had nothing. I'm like, and I was making like 6 figures, like as a PA, I could have just lived comfortably, gone about my, life. And so I'm like, dang, I ruined my life over this. So then at the time, traveling was really hot as a medical provider. You can go, to do COVID assignments. And this was December, like 5th or 6th. And still no apps, still nothing. Like, I'm trying to work, see patients online at the urgent care, do the urgent care when I can. There wasn't much hours. So anyway, my friend sent me a job offer to go to New York and work a COVID assignment, and the pay was really good. And I'm like, bet, like I'm about to do this.
Hey.
So I reached out to the recruiter. Like, I promise you, I reached out to the recruiter. Like 2 days later, I got the job, and they're like, "Oh, December 14th, you start." I went to New
That's
York,
funny.
packed my bags up, left my dog with somebody, went to New York, and I'm like, I'm ready. Like, I just got to get my life back together. I got to make my money back, and then I get to New York. I didn't start working. I'm like, and I'm living with my friend at the time. I got to this apartment. Like, my friend hooked me up with this lady that was going to rent me an apartment. Mind you, this is my first time in New York. New York, like, I will never go back to New York. I'm sorry. But it was a shocker because, like, it's such a small space. Like, I get to the apartment, and it's bunk beds. I kid you not. It's, like, it's 4 bunk beds in a room, and that's where I'm supposed to stay. I'm like, I don't care how broke I am. I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
So I left, and I stayed with my friends for like a week, and I'm still waiting to start work, still hearing nothing about this job, and I'm just in New York. And then, like, I ended up leaving my friends, just like can't just crash. And then so I finally, I asked my parents for some money, stayed at an Airbnb, then stayed at a hotel, then just sitting there like in idle, waiting for like to hear back about this job. And then it was Christmas, like Christmas Day, I'm in a hotel, still by myself. Christmas Day, no job, no money, nothing. And still haven't heard about this job. I emailed them and I told them, like, if you guys, like, I've been here, this is unprofessional. If you guys, don't respond, I'm going to go back. And so I packed all my stuff, headed to the airport, crying, like, damn, this is my life. And then crying. And then I get to I missed a train. And I missed a train. And then I ended up losing my debit card.
Yo.
Like, I know exactly when it fell because I missed a train, and I had to take out like my card for the train and then swipe it, and my debit card fell out as I was taking out my card. I just knew that's when it happened. So I missed a train, and I'm trying to get back, into the street, trying to call an Uber or something, crying in the middle of the street.
Oh, man.
Like, this is Times Square area. It was empty because it was Christmas Day, but miserable. And then as I'm crying, like, the lady calls me, the recruiter calls me, was like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. We'll get you started. Can you start working on we'll get have a doctor call you to set you up. I'm like, well, I'm not staying unless you pay me at least $155 an hour. So I need my money. So they agreed, they agreed to it. So then I, finally started working in New York, and I worked like a slave because I was just like
trying to get that money back,
trying to get it back up.
My money, it's like I worked like 300 hours a month for 6 months. I was in New York from December 2020 to July 2021.
Okay.
Working. Working.
Yeah.
And but during that time that I was working, I also started this doing this webinar. So to get into PA school and a lot of medical programs, you need to shadow a provider. Basically follow somebody around and learn about what they do. And that's what I did. And I gave them an opportunity to get it virtually. Mm-hmm. So I would have guests come on, and guest providers come on, PAs talk about their day in the life, do a patient case study, just give them like insight on what it's like, kind of like this. And then
wait a minute. And you said
that's not. It's a virtual. It's a webinar,
it's
not
the
a
same
podcast.
thing, kind of.
Yeah, but this is still different.
Okay.
It's not. I'm on the other side, I guess. But so I would do that, and it was a hit. But after like every session, I would just constantly have students emailing me, like, oh, Rodlyn, I need help with this. Rodlyn, can you do this? Rodlyn, blah, blah. Rodlyn, I'm going through this. Rodlyn, I'm
Customer
going through
discovery.
that. Exact. And it was just coming to me. And I'm just like, dang, wow. Like, these students are having like, a lot of the same issues that I had. And they would tell me, my advisor's not helpful. My advisor's not this. How do I do this? How do I get into school? How do I get a job? How do I get shadowing? Ask me all these questions. And I would answer them. And a lot of people ignore them. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, I can't. Like, I was working. I was just like responding to these emails. Going over their essays for them. I probably went over 100 essays.
Wow.
Like,
while still working.
While I was working, I was just like, I gotta help these students.
Yeah.
And so I really realized the impact of what I was doing. I got a message one day from a girl. She was like, "Oh, Rodlyn, thank you so much. You probably don't remember me, but I was going to apply to this certificate program because to do neurosurgery something to prepare me for PA school. And you told me that I didn't have to do that because it was going to be a lot of money. You told me not to do that. You told me to just apply, and you told me I have what it takes and apply." And I got in. And
awesome.
She was like, if you didn't tell me that, I would have just, kept spending money on, doing this. Yeah. And I was like, wow, like, they really valued me because, I'm in a position that they wanted to be in one day. So that's when I saw it. And then I was like, this is something I can solve. Like, this is like, what I can do. So then rather than hire a developer, I did it myself. I went on Glide apps. I Googled like no code apps. I went on Glide apps. I bought a template for like $100, went on YouTube, tried to figure out how to like, make it my own. Then like just did something where they can just see professionals, students see professionals, professionals see students, and then they can like kind of swipe to see each other and then message each other. That's it. And then I released that when I got home from New York in August 2021. That was a success. In like 6 months, we had like 900 people using it.
Let's get it.
And then and then I used Zapier to like kind of track the notifications. And then, like, every day I would like, see all the messages coming in, and they would, not everybody was active, but the people that were, they were actually exchanging conversation, just engaging, getting the value out of it. So I was like, okay. And I did that for 6 months before I, even went back to developing.
Yeah.
And then I applied for ATV. I actually applied for ATV before, but I didn't get in. I think I applied for when you guys got in, but I didn't get. But it was like all destined,
Shout out to ITV.
Like,
yes, ITV 8.
Yes, I was in ITV 9. No, I applied to ITV 7, I think. Either way, I applied to ITV, and then
it takes a village.
It takes a village. Atlanta Tech Village.
Atlanta Tech Village. It takes a village program. Accelerated cohort. Well, pre-accelerated cohort. For those that don't know, I'm sorry. I applied there,
and I ended up getting in. And I was like, wow, like, because I didn't get in the last time. I didn't think I like would get in, but now it's just like really doing something, and it was just kind of slowly coming together, and then I got in. It was just a great experience. That's how I met you guys. I met so many other people, and it really, the program really does what they say, that they do. They really connect you. They connect you. They provide you with resources, because that's actually how I got into Techstars. So ITV has Mentor Advisor Hour. So I was there one day, and even before that, someone posted that, Techstars' application is opening up. And so I went to like one of their info sessions, and I saw that Tim Dora was the managing director. And then like a week later, I went to the Mentor Advisor Hour, and he's sitting there. And I was like, I thought I saw a ghost. I'm like, And then like I'm talking to myself in my head, and I'm shy, so I'm like scared to go up to him. And then I'm just talking to myself, go up to him. And then that day, I remember just reading like something like a motivational thing, just saying, go after what you want, whatever. I'm just like, don't be shy, don't be scared, just go after it. So I was just like, talking to my head, like, just go. I sat down with him, talked to him about what I was doing, and then he encouraged me to apply. And I was not going to apply, because I'm like, I'm a solo founder, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, who knows, I don't have any experience in tech. Like, I don't know anything. Confidence is a big thing, and I'm like still working on it. And so
you got the. Man, I'm gonna tell you, like, for real. Mari hear me tell people this all the time. You got the right thing though. The thing that you did that most people don't do is you started.
Yeah.
You started, but then you kept going.
Then you kept going.
Right? Through the adversity.
I ain't got no shame. I ain't got no dignity.
That's good. So you don't need dignity in this. You don't need ego. You don't need an ego that says I failed. You need an ego that says, oh, this ain't gonna work out. You need to just, it's a series of experiments. You tried something, it didn't work. You tried something else, it didn't work. But then you tried something and it worked. You had 900 users.
Yeah.
900 users. You had people giving you real feedback, getting real careers, getting into real places from your help.
Yeah.
Like,
with no tech experience.
Yeah.
So
with no tech experience. Now, I don't think y'all out here in radio land know exactly what it takes to code an entire app yourself. It takes countless YouTube videos, countless hours,
code libraries,
right? Countless hours of attempting to find that person that even knows anything about this program that you're going to use to code your app.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, the big thing is she's a solopreneur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's a solopreneur.
By herself.
He is a solopreneur. Like, by themselves.
Yeah.
How do y'all keep it in the road? Like, how do you keep yourself motivated to continue to work on your prospective businesses? Like, because now it's out of ideation phase. Yeah. It's out of ideation phase. Now it's a business. So how both of you, I want to know from both of you, like, how do you keep your motivation and keep track of just to keep going?
I mean, I feel like you just kind of have a little bit of crazy in you.
Okay. Okay.
Like insanity. I mean, I
Facts.
don't know. Like, you just I guess it's that whole tunnel vision, like just seeing the goal,
Yeah.
seeing what, your own potential despite, despite even your own head.
Yeah.
Because I get in my head a lot,
Yeah.
but then I got to get out of it and I just got to remain focused. So, I mean, I honestly, I don't know. You just got to be a different type of individual,
You do.
too.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be
You do
like,
have to be built different.
yeah, really built different. Like, not hearing, all the no's, all the negative feedback, all
Absolutely.
the, just, I recently had somebody tell me, like, I'm not solving a problem.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, I
mean,
had people
just-
tell me mine was candy.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's candy, not medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm just like, well, let the customers speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, let the users, the people on your platform, they're the ones like that. They're the ones whose opinions matter, not like VCs, not like other people that you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna run into.
It's the
like,
market.
Yeah,
The market
exactly.
will
Market
tell you.
will tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right, another question, and this I already know the answer from you.
Yeah, you know my
I already know
answer.
your answer.
We already talked about me.
How do you deal with, or do you suffer sometimes from imposter syndrome?
Oh heck yeah, all the time.
'Cause
Like,
I
I'm
do
just
too.
Like, what am I doing? Like, I mean, I know healthcare. I'm a healthcare worker, and then like being in the medical field, like I feel like everything's kind of structured, or just going to school. Like, you don't have to be go to school to be an entrepreneur, but you have to go to school
Absolutely.
to be a PA, to be a doctor, to be a nurse. You have to have that structured learning where you go into the classroom, sit in the classroom, go through a syllabus, take tests. So that's like for my whole life, I was used to learning that way. So then saying entrepreneurship and not having any structure, it's like I'm a fish out of water. Outside of
Yeah.
water, it's just like it's like a ball of yarn and trying to like get it out.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy. Like I'm not used to this at all. I'm in a foreign country
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I honestly don't even know. Like,
But that's so awesome about this thing is that each day you never know which way your business is going to turn,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
way you're going to get pulled. You never know. But at the same time, you have the hustle and the grind
Yeah.
to just stay in it
Hold
Yeah.
on,
and to
hold on,
continue
hold
going.
on,
Okay,
hold
now
on,
we're
hold
going.
on,
All right, go
hold
ahead.
on, hold on. You're right. You don't know what's gonna come your way day to day.
Right.
But the thing that is consistent with all three of us and with everybody that we know that's done this or doing this is the vision.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
end result, the goal is still, we have that intact.
Absolutely.
And I
Right.
think that's what makes us special. All the things that happen around us. You ever see like a movie where it's just chaos going on and then the person's just moving through it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just walking through the battlefield.
That's me.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly
Me too. Yeah.
That's metaphorically what we do
Yeah.
throughout this process. The chaos that goes on around, people dying, things blowing up, but you're still moving toward
I like that
that
analogy.
vision.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so yeah, bro, you know where you going, man.
Hey, man.
You know where you
Sometimes I question myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Is this supposed to happen to me?
Yeah, like what am I doing? Like how did I even end up here? Like I
Absolutely.
feel like all the odds are against me. Like I'm like, because a lot of people at least they have some business experience. Like this is my first business, this is my first everything. Like
Yo, I'm in good company then because look, listen, people. Rodlin is now in an esteemed program. Well recognized.
the second
program.
largest in Techstars is
Yeah.
the second largest in America.
Because
Yeah.
YC is the first, right?
Y Combinator,
Combinator.
Yeah.
Y Combinator would be considered the first. It's like comparing Harvard and Yale.
Yep.
yeah,
Like, that's literally what it is. So Rodlin just got into Yale.
Into Yale,
And
yeah.
depending on who you're talking to, Techstars would be number one. It's debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, she went from, like she said, not having a clue what she's doing, right? But doing it. Remember that's the key part.
She
Yeah.
kept
But
doing
doing it,
Yep.
right? Going through the trials and tribulations and then coming out in Yale. Like coming out in a place built for success. Like
Yeah. Let's talk
I
about
still don't
let's talk
know.
about that. Let's talk about these cohorts, right?
Yeah.
Because I met you in ITV9. You were in
Yeah.
ITV9. It Takes a Village 9 at Atlanta Tech Village. I saw her pitch. Now, when I saw Rodlin pitch, my thought process throughout the whole time was, damn, she has everything together. Like, yo, like your pitch was just like spot on and you flowed through it. It was so like seamless.
yeah.
time stop. I remember like the time you didn't go over time or anything. It was just a seamless pitch. You got Techstars coming up.
Yeah.
Demo day coming up.
Yeah.
How are you preparing for that?
Okay, so
Yeah, tell us about Techstars.
yeah, so through connecting with Tim, I got into Techstars. I mean, of course, I had to interview and do all that, but it was just crazy, like that. You know, he believes in me, like, and with the whole imposter syndrome thing and being like first, like, you really look for that validation. Like, I mean, I do, like, even though I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter. It's still like you look for it because you're just like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? So it was just great to, you know, feel that like somebody, you know, of his stature just believes in me, you know, and Tim was like amazing. So got into Techstars, started Techstars last month, July 18th. So it's been like, we're about to go into our 6th week. Like, so we're like halfway through, and that's crazy. So it's 10 of us, and this cohort, what I really love with Techstars is like the diversity. Yeah. So it's 6 Black founders in this cohort.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to MT Strickland.
Yes, MT. 6 Black founders, and what is it? 4 women, 4 or 5, like half of us are women. I feel like I think at least half of us are women, but it's a good amount. Like, it's just so much diversity, and it's like they really invest in us, and you know, they connect us with mentors. We just had Mentor Madness, where we met almost 100 mentors in 2 weeks. Have like 15-minute sessions with each of them. It's like speed dating.
Yeah.
And then from that, we determine like our top, like who we would like to work with, and then we're matched with them. And so I have some awesome mentors. James Summer is one of them. Shout out to James.
Yes.
James. James is my mentor. Yeah, I met him at ATV too.
That's one of my ATV mentors.
Yeah. So James is one of them. So I have a great group of mentors, and you know, it's not only the mentors, but the founders are just so supportive. The Techstars network is so supportive, and they're really setting us up for success. You know, of course they invest. You know, this was my first investment as well. The capital I got from Techstars.
Let's go.
I've never fundraised. So now with Techstars, we're gonna start preparing for demo day. We have like pitches. Like the second half of the program is basically practicing your pitch, getting your pitch deck in order, preparing for demo day. And demo day is October 17th. I hope to see all you guys.
Be there.
Yes, please be there. There'll be a lot of investors, a lot of people from the community, the tech community, startup ecosystem. So demo day, and then so my goals after demo day is to, of course, fundraise for the first time.
It's going down.
Yeah, so everything I've done before Techstars was just like kind of my own money, and then with the Techstars money, my goal with Techstars is you know, use this money to market the crap out of the app. So I'm at so when I released the beta, it took us 6 months to get 900 users. It took us 3 months to get 900 users.
Wow.
And so
let's go.
We need this hand clap button for Rodolin.
Yeah, we gotta get a soundboard.
We need that soundboard.
So now we have like about 165 like weekly active users.
Let's go.
So my goal is to grow 5x. By the time I finish Techstars, make it really sticky, make it, you know, increase our engagement, double our engagement.
Sticky. Hold on.
Oh,
What's sticky? What's sticky?
Means like where they're like basically like what is it sticky? Like make them keep returning and reusing the app and have a good retention rate. So you know, not just come on it, you know, okay, and then not ever go back on it. So something where they're just
things
like,
that bring them back.
Exactly. So figure out features that'll have them coming back, and really create a network. What I'm essentially doing is like a medical network. So our engagement is like 20 to 30 minutes a week. So I want that to double to like 60 minutes a week. So just doing things to move that needle. So that's where I am.
Let's do it.
Listen.
That's where I am.
These 4 parts to these stories is just amazing. And it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel good to hear other entrepreneurs, the experience of going through it, because we all have a story, and to hear your story and that you didn't give up after those 3 times, and when you got to New York, you didn't give up
to the point of crying,
to the point of crying in the middle of Times Square,
Christmas Day.
Christmas.
Could you imagine that scene on Christmas Day?
It was like a movie, y'all.
In the middle of Times Square?
My life is like a movie. It's
but
weird.
This is only 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can we drop one of Clues bombs for Rodlin right here for Med Assembly? But Rodlin, right now we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna play Cap or No Cap.
I'm ready.
Right here on No Cap Table podcast, right here on FUBU Radio, where we talk about entrepreneurship, business, and the startup lifestyle. I'm your co-founder Omari.
Robert Foster.
We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Welcome back to the No Cap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. I'm your co-founder Omari.
Robert Foster.
Rodlin Joseph.
Rodlin Joseph. She is now on the hot seat.
Yes, she
and
is.
she now gets to be a willing participant in the game of cap or no cap.
Okay.
Rodlin, first question, cap or no cap? Atlanta is the new Silicon Valley or its own entity, cap or no cap?
No cap.
Why?
Because there's so much Atlanta has to offer. Atlanta, I mean, just even for me, I would say specifically for Blacks and minorities, everybody calls Atlanta the Black Mecca because it really is, and that's why so many people come to Atlanta. You see so much Black excellence in Atlanta, and Atlanta's like the home of like the opportunities. Like and it's also very welcoming. Like I mean, they just take you in, and the startup community is insane. It's like crazy. It's just beautiful. Like it's just another experience. I don't know much about Silicon Valley. I've never been there. I don't know what goes on there. I can't really tell you, but just what I've experienced in Atlanta, I think is just great. Just, I mean, I would equate it to, just as a great tech hub.
Gotcha.
I mean, and Atlanta Tech Village is here. Atlanta Tech Village is the 4th largest tech hub in the country.
ATV.
So,
Shout out to the
Atlanta
Village
got
Mafia.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that was no cap.
No cap. Rodlin, cap or no cap? You need VC money to scale.
No cap.
Why?
Because I would say that if you have customers, if you have people that love your product, you won't have a problem scaling. If you have people that are just crazy about it, you won't have a problem. I mean, VC money is great. It'll accelerate it. It may accelerate it.
Wait, so you're saying it's cap?
I'm saying like cap. Yeah.
It's cap.
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 Cap is a
Yeah,
lie.
that's cap.
Cap
Yeah.
is a
Okay,
lie.
I'm sorry.
Cap.
Dang it, I didn't want to mess up. I'm saying cap.
It's all cap.
It's all a lie. It's
Okay.
all a lie. But yeah, you don't need it. I don't necessarily think you need it. Of course, it'll give you the resources. Having a lot of money is great, but it doesn't mean it's impossible if you don't have it. But as long as you have your customers, that's really all you need.
For sure. It's cap.
Yeah. And then you don't want to, with VCs, you have all these people to answer to. You have people
Facts.
trying to control your company. And
No,
when they get,
no.
when you lose that equity,
No.
when your equity becomes
You gotta
less
handle.
than
You gotta handle it like the
50%.
guy on Uber. Like you watch Super Pump. That's how you handle a VC. If a VC,
Super Pump?
you haven't seen Super Pump? It's the story of the guy who founded Uber. Well, one of the was he the founder?
Yeah, he was the founder.
Now he wasn't the founder. I think he was like the second. He was like the operations, and he became the CEO.
Nah.
It was an original founder.
Well, he
gotta-
must have kicked him out. We
gotta
do a
fact check. We gotta fact check that. But either way, the VC founder relationship, like, yes, there are points and markers you're supposed to hit, but they're not supposed to be controlling you and your company.
Yeah.
Like they're on board for the ride.
Right. Yeah.
They're not supposed to be running the ship. So that's the thing that a lot of people get kind of when you're coming into it, they think, oh, if I take investor money, the investors get to know. They don't get to drive the ship.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, if things get set up the wrong way, they can
Yeah,
get
exactly.
you. They can put you out your own company.
Exactly.
But no, it's not their ship, it's your ship.
Yes. So it's definitely cap.
Cap. You don't need them.
Yes.
Rodlin, cap or no cap? You need community in order for your business to thrive. Cap or no cap?
No cap, which means you do. Yes.
Absolutely.
No cap. I would definitely say you do need community. You need that support.
Yeah.
Like I said, coming to Atlanta, I probably wouldn't have been able to do this in Florida because I think I would say South Florida now. I guess they're
Miami.
coming up. Yeah, Miami. I probably would have ended up going to Miami, but yeah, like community support. They're gonna really help you take it to the next level too. So
Oh yeah.
Something like this.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is exactly what the community entails.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, that like I said, I left South Florida for that reason because where I was in West Palm, there was no community, and for me to go to Miami, that's almost a 2 hour drive every day, plus the language barrier. Like the majority of the people that run Miami speak Spanish, so if you don't speak Spanish enough, I know enough to be dangerous, but not enough to do business.
Yeah.
So, no cap on community.
Right.
No cap on community.
Yeah.
No cap. Cap or no cap? Rodolin Joseph will be a unicorn tech founder.
Okay, I can't mess up on this one.
That was a great one.
Dang. No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap. God
Why?
willing.
Now
no
you gotta tell us why.
Yeah, why?
No. Because I am. Because man, like you just can't bet against me, man. You look at me like
Word up.
I
agree.
I made it through a lot, and I just like damn. It better. No,
better happen.
I'm not gonna stop until it does.
Yeah.
Until I get to my goal.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be like with my customers, with my users, with the students' lives that I'm shaping, and getting it to what I want it to be, and really making them happy. Because when you make them happy, that's what's gonna make you a unicorn. People loving your product. So. Let's hopefully that's
ain't no hope in it. No cap.
Hopefully
no cap.
I mean, unicorns are hard to catch and see, and damn near impossible.
It happens though.
Doesn't that sound like your story?
Yeah. That's definitely her story.
That sounds like a unicorn story to me.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Someone in healthcare just.
Man, hey, listen, like I guess I can see it on the big screen and sitting in the middle of Times Square,
Man,
crying.
Where you were crying?
Yeah,
Billboard,
listen,
Billboard.
I'm gonna go back to that same spot too
Yeah.
and look, because it was like I was, in the middle of Times Square, and then you can see the billboard
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And I was just crying.
You were right there crying.
By like Chinatown, I think Times Square
yeah.
is near China. Yeah, yeah.
See,
right there.
after you raise, that's where every time you raise
Yep.
or every time you hit the next milestone, you should go back to that same place and do it like a photo shoot.
I should.
That'd be fine.
I should.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be
I thought
awesome.
my life was
I
over.
just need 0.25% of that cap table.
On the point, yeah. Can we get
0.25?
0.25 on
Make
the
a little
point?
room for me on your cap table,
Yeah,
Rod.
that's my
Come
goal.
on
Be
now.
on everyone's cap table.
Man, I'm telling you.
That's
oh
dope.
my gosh,
Telling you.
yes.
Rylan, you have just now survived cap or no cap.
Yes, you survived. You made it.
You made it through.
Yay.
So, wrapping up a little bit, where do you see yourself in the next 3 months to a year?
I see myself. So what
And
I'm
MedSembly.
Okay, so MedSembly, what I really want to do with MedSembly is we're working on the business model now. So I wanted to be leverage our users to be more B2B. So that means job, whether it's job opportunities,
Yeah.
Partnering with schools, hospitals, really take on like the B2B route.
Yeah.
So growing our users, by a year, I want to be at 20,000 users.
Okay.
And from there, it'll be, I always hear talking to mentors, talking to people, because I'm just like, how do I really, really monetize this? Because I don't want to really use my students. I want to go after the people with the bigger pockets.
Yeah.
They're like, once you get like that network of users, then it'll be easy to monetize it and really play the B2B route.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. Really turn it into like a platform to help students get jobs, students get jobs outside of school, not just students, but working professionals, connect them with the right job opportunities. And and then
So you're going to stay with them for their life path.
Yeah.
As a professional.
Right. Create more resources, features, grow the company, it's just me right now, solopreneur. So I'm hoping to get, I don't know if I would call it a co-founder, or just a founding team member.
Yeah.
So definitely within the next year have that, hopefully with the capital that I raised, that I'll be able to, start hiring some amazing people, my first hires. So that's what my plans are.
So we're going to see you in Forbes in the next year.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
We'll see.
We're going to see you on Forbes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I like that.
What's up?
You got anything?
Let's see. Okay, so
Y'all are funny.
nah, we just I see the B2B route, right? I see the B2B route, and just let me know if I'm seeing this correctly. They said so 20,000 is the number that you're trying to hit, right? Is that because like a normal consumer app, right? If I had 20,000 people, they just may be randoms, like on Twitter or Instagram. They could be 20,000 randoms, but because yours these are like high quality
like targeted
users. These are targeted users.
Yeah.
So each user is actually worth a little more.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
Yeah. So say the students, that's like a pipeline of talent.
Yeah.
You know, so these students are gonna work one day.
Yeah.
And then not just so once I tackle like college, I want to then help high schoolers. And then high school, the students in college can also mentor the high schoolers, and they'll be able to get their volunteer credits and whatnot too. And so these college students are going to go on to work, and then also helping to increase the workforce because, you know, there's a staffing crisis.
Exactly.
So to inform more high schoolers, get them, you know, prepared to get into a career in
Excite them
medicine.
in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So then I'll always have like a talent pipeline for hospitals, for medical facilities, and then, you know, they're going to go on to work, you know, for whatever years these students are going to go on to work for these hospitals, medical facilities, whatever. So
is the idea to kind of like chain link it, so like they go from high school, they get in college,
right,
and then they help out a high schooler behind them. Just
right.
So
to always have mentors. So once you were a student, you were a mentor, then you get to the next path and get into, you know, your career.
That's
then
dope.
you're gonna go back and mentor. And when you've been mentored, you're gonna be more likely to be a mentor too. So it's just you know, I'm always trying to retain customers.
Okay, that's that. What's the word? That retention flow. Is that it? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll catch you on episode 12.
Yeah. So the one thing about No Cap Table, right? So the guests that we have on here, you have to come back and tell the second part once you've got funded and you're a decacorn. You have to come back and reach back to the. Not saying that we'll probably be here, but you know, hey.
Y'all are gonna be like on your private yachts.
We're gonna scale too. We're gonna scale No Cap Table. We plan on. We got some plans for this thing too.
Oh my goodness.
But when you come back, you gotta have that picture in Times Square.
Yep.
And I need my term sheet. I need my term sheet for my 0.25. Only 1.25, Riley.
Okay, so each of you 0.25.
You know, I won't even take 0.25. 0.2.
I'm a shrewd businessman. I'm shrewd. I want my 0.25. I'm sorry.
0.20.
Okay. I got y'all, but this is awesome. This is great what you guys are doing.
Awesome.
I mean, both of you guys have amazing startups. So
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Proud of you too. That's the thing. We've all got to watch each other grow, and like I said, from first time seeing you pitch to watching you kill it at the demo day.
Yeah.
Like I said, to getting into Techstars, like that's dope. Yeah. It's real cool. Like just because I've been back for a year. I'm from Atlanta originally.
Okay.
So me coming here was me coming back.
Yeah.
But when I came, I left. Like I said, I left Florida for the same reason. No ecosystem. Where I was at. But to be here a year now, and just everything that's transpired in that year, came here. I got friends here, but all my friends do all totally different things.
Exactly.
Totally different things.
You gotta find your people.
Exactly.
Now I got a Tech Tribe. Yeah, I got a Tech Tribe.
Y'all are like besties. You can't see one without the other.
Yeah,
you can't see one without the
it's
other.
like I told him, man. We said we
get this money.
We was like, once we started like connecting, we was like, man, bro, we should start a company. And then before you know it, people,
it's such a catchy name.
But everybody's like, oh, y'all should do a podcast because y'all always talking to everybody. And it was like, yeah, let's do that.
Well, that wasn't the first thing, because the first thing, one of the first things when I met him, he was like, hey, man, you need help, you know what I'm saying, marketing in the airport. I got you. I was like, I don't know this dude. He give him
he thought I was playing.
I thought he was playing for real. Nah. And then I mess with him all the time, like, hey, man, hey, dog, hey, I come help you build yours too. You know what I'm saying? Help you build your company too. But I feel like that's what the community is. Like we can help each other, and it doesn't have to be to where you just have to be a solopreneur. Like we have a community to help each other.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too. It doesn't feel like being a solopreneur when you had a community.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like I get to bounce ideas off of Mari, the rest of the Village Mafia and the people in the village. And before you know it, it's like you have a support group. They may not necessarily be on your
on your team.
in your company and on your team, but you have people to kind of take that pressure off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want 0.25 of his company too. So you know.
Yeah, I mean that's the exchange. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But Rodlin, what books do you read?
Yeah.
What inspires you? What keeps you inspired? Before we get out of here, just tell the people give them some inspirational words.
Yeah, dang, thank you. Books that I'm reading now. I'm reading this book called The Motive.
Okay.
My mentor recommended I read it. It's basically like helping you with leadership, get into the CEO role. Like, I don't even call myself CEO. I'll call myself founder, but it's just weird. It's weird because I'm just like, I'm still this, like, you know, like, so, I mean, eventually I will, but maybe after I read this book. But it's a really good book. So it's called The Motive. I forgot the person who wrote it. It starts with an L, but if you Google The Motive, you'll find it. And I just recently finished a mom test. I've read Traction. I've read, you know, all these startup books.
Yeah.
Let's see what keeps me. You know, I got to go to church like every Sunday, or else I'll lose my mind.
Okay. Yeah.
I try to go to church. If I can't, you know, I just try to do something, you know, to stay connected with God. Cause, I mean, if I didn't, I'd lose my mind. And I really think, like, you know, everything happens for a reason. And, you know, it's just like this divine occurrences. Like, you know, me, you know, ended up in New York, and then within a year,
things don't
like,
happen
ATV.
to you; they happen for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, like, from, you know, doing the Techstars, you know, thing, like just watching the info session, and like literally like a week later seeing Tim Door like in my face, and like it's just like God's just preparing. Exactly.
Yeah, serendipity.
Exactly.
It happens.
Exactly.
It happens
so,
here.
Yeah, so my faith is big. Of course, my inspiration is my parents. You know, and I'm constantly just inspired by the people in Atlanta. Like, all these people that I meet, like, dang, like, you know, I gotta make it. Cause, like, I got
Look who you are around. And yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I mean, I don't want people to keep moving to Atlanta, but I see why they do.
Yeah.
I honestly see why.
It's the energy.
Yes, it's like the energy is just unmatched.
And then when you narrow that energy down to the Tech Village or to ATDC or to the Russell Center, we see ourselves as the misfits. But then once we find each other, it's like, you know, you grow this big beautiful thing.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah. No, it's a community of, like I said, of people that would be considered misfits, but when we get together,
exactly.
Yeah, you know, beautiful and brilliant things happen.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where can we find you?
Everywhere.
Okay.
It's at Rodlin Joseph on LinkedIn. Rodlin, basically my name, Rodlin Joseph, everywhere on Instagram, at Medsembly on all social platforms. Okay. That's M as in Mary, EDSEMBLY.
All right. What
are you in the App Store?
Yes, the app is in the App Store.
Come on.
The app is in the App Store. Go download it now. If you got a friend that's interested in healthcare. Yeah. See, now you got to give me that. I'm bumping it up now. I need 0.3. I need 0.3 now. Yes, find Medsembly in the App Store right now. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share, and download.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes.
Rodlin, what inspirational quotes you want to leave us with? You want to leave the people with out here?
Dang, I have some quotes. Let me get.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
I have I have some quotes. I always keep my inspirational quotes. So one day when I was feeling down, one day, I don't even know somebody sent me a Stacey Abrams after she lost, you know, the governor race, and she did a TED Talk talking about her loss, and she said something so profound. I have it in my phone, but
you got time.
I'm trying to find what I just love it. Jeez. Stacey Abrams, trying to find it in my phone. Right. What? I keep everything in my notes.
Yes, that's another entrepreneur thing too.
Yeah, everything in notes.
Okay.
See how we put you on the spot.
Oh my gosh, dang it, where is it? I really want to find it because it's like my favorite quote. And I see I wrote in my notes, the amazing Stacey Abrams did a TED Talk, but I don't actually see the quote. Oh gosh. Oh, I see this. She says, maybe she didn't say this. Oh gosh. This is like one of my favorite quotes. Oh, maybe it's in my Instagram.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
I don't know. Maybe I posted it.
Rob, you got one?
Instagram. Yeah.
And
What's your
you already
quote?
know
Mine
mine.
for
Know
mine.
them before you need them. Like,
See, I have so many
go
things
go
I
get
think
them.
about.
Go meet the
Oh,
people. Get in
okay.
the community.
Okay.
There we go.
It's 3. I
Okay,
Let's
found
get it.
Be aggressive about your ambitions. Do not allow setbacks to set you back. And, okay, that's it. Because the other one's just about finance.
Okay.
Sorry, but be aggressive about your ambitions.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Be aggressive and do not allow setbacks to set you back. That's
Exactly.
one of my favorites. Yes, that's it. Sorry, guys.
No. Trust me,
But-
somebody out there, man, it's the little things sometimes. The
Absolutely.
smallest things. Like I said, it
Yeah.
could just be a couple of words that could change your whole perspective on things.
Yeah, and I should remember what she said. But one of my favorite quotes, just naturally, is just everything happens for a reason. It sounds cliche, but that's just my favorite quote.
Word
But
up.
everything really does. Just
Yeah.
looking at my life, it's just crazy. But
From
Yeah.
standing in Times Square
Yeah.
to now Techstars, demo days coming up October 17th.
Do you tell that story?
I only
When you pitch?
no, I
you
only
should.
told it. I told it to my Techstars fam,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's really. I haven't told it to many people.
Wow.
It's so embarrassing, actually.
No,
I'm
it's
surprised
not.
I said
It's
it
actually
You
now.
gotta turn
Amazing.
your embarrassments into triumph.
It's so
How's
embarrassing.
that an embarrassment?
I
People-
was so poor. I was so
Yo,
poor.
It's part
I
of
got
the
laid
journey.
off my job. I got laid off my job, but I had to go. I had
Yeah.
to focus on Rush the Line
Yeah, and look where you are.
somewhere. Somewhere out here. still landing, attempting to get my foot in. But at the same time, like if that hadn't have happened to push me to the next level, then I wouldn't have. I probably still would have been working for the company.
Totally.
And not focused on Rush the Line. I had already said when I got laid off that January that I was going to do FMLA to do our pilot program in March, but God heard me and was like, "Hey, all right, we're gonna make this thing happen right now."
Yeah.
So, hey, so you have to once something like that happens, you have to just go ahead and just go full in and work on what you got to work on and do what you have to do sometimes. So
Yeah, sometimes it's what you need.
No
Sometimes, again,
No cap.
when you believe everything happens for a reason, when you believe that things happen for you and not to you,
yeah,
you understand there's a higher power pushing you to that vision,
absolutely.
Yeah.
right? So if you understand that, then everything else that falls away along the wayside, the losses, the lessons, it comes with it. You're
Yeah,
gonna
the
get where you gotta
money.
go. Yeah.
All that money.
All that.
Money come and go.
Yeah.
Come and go. We don't know.
But Med Assembly is here to stay.
Yeah,
Let's go
Exactly. 20,000 users
in the App Store.
in the App Store by
Right.
next year.
By next year, we gonna
And
get
look,
it.
we plan to push a good 6,000 of the users
Absolutely.
come from the No Cap table where we release these episodes.
You said 0.3?
Yeah, I need 0.3.
0.3,
okay.
I'm a-
we
but
gonna
see-
get you.
But see, the thing about me, I said I need 0.3. You gonna want to give me a whole percent. Cause after how we put this, man.
Yeah, we gonna
Watch when you start seeing all that they be like, oh yeah, I
All that
saw you on
traction.
No Cap table, and they made me download it. I told my friend, and I told my friend's friend, you gonna be like, you know
Yeah.
what?
0.3.
Yeah, 0.3.
Let's
I'm gonna be
go.
like, okay, Robert, I see what you did
So
there.
you got to bring me on the board.
Let's go.
Had to get my board suit.
You bored, Sue?
My board suit. You gotta wear.
You gotta have a board. So
Yeah.
have a suit when you're on the board.
can't have a polo with
You
your.
know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you gotta have a board
I
suit.
I have a board suit.
Y'all
I
are
have
so
a board
funny.
suit. You know, I do my own thing. I just wear shorts and a shirt. But when I show up for somebody else's business, I gotta get spiffy.
Word up. I feel it. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. No Cap table. Thank you for coming on our show and
Yes.
blessing us with your presence and
Thank
telling your
you.
story, being so transparent, telling your story about Med Assembly. We wish you nothing but peace and blessings and
Success.
exponential success
Yeah.
and
Thank
overflow.
You too.
No Cap table, man. Rob, you want to leave us with any final words?
Nah, man, just get out there and get it. Go do it.
No
If you thinking about doing it, go do it. That's
Yes.
it.
No
Thank
cap.
you. No cap.
All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all next
Thank
time
you, guys.
on No Cap Table, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle.
Yes,
Med
sir.
Assembly. Rodlin Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you. We'll see y'all next time.